Hello and welcome to episode 2 of Wanderlust. Wanderlust is a new series that I've started on my YouTube that combines my love of travel with my love of filmmaking and also, of course, adding in my love of books. This year, 2023, I really want to experience more rather than just saying I'm going to. I want to actually do it. This series is going to help me do that. It's going to help me travel more, see more, and have more experiences. And I'm starting that off with a very spontaneous trip to Paris. I'm going to Paris with my friends Gavin from How to Train Your Gavin and Sabine from Sabine's Book Nook. This has been a very spontaneous trip. It was literally booked a couple of weeks ago. It was one of those situations where I thought I just have to say yes to this because I don't do that enough. I say yes to quite a lot of things, but when they're big things that require more planning and definitely more money behind them, I'm always very reluctant, but I think as long as I can look at it sensibly and know that it's something that I can physically do, there's no reason for me to say no, because this is something I am so excited about doing. I have been to Paris before, but not for a very long time. I have this vague image of looking up at the Eiffel Tower, but that is literally it. So this is pretty much all going to be new for me. So I had to rearrange my plans a little bit, so we've already had a bit of an upheaval, but it's fine. So Paris, or France, is on strike tomorrow, which means the train times are a bit skewy. So I'm getting the Eurostar from King's Cross in London, and my original train was at 6 something in the morning tomorrow. So I was going to London to stay overnight tonight so that I could then get that train in the morning, because you have to be there quite a bit before the train leaves. That train wasn't cancelled, but others on the day were, and it gave me the option to move my booking for free to any other train. So I decided, rather than just worry and feel anxious as to whether that train was going to be cancelled or whether there would be severe delays as a result of other trains being cancelled, I just decided to move my train. So I'm now getting the train at 8 something, like 8:03, something precise like that, tonight. And I get into Paris at 11:17 UK time, 12:17 France time. So it's definitely going to be a very long day, but Gavin is then going to be meeting me at the train station in Paris. I'm going to be staying with Gavin for that one night, and then I'm going to be heading to my hotel the day after. So we're there kind of tonight, but not really. Tuesday and Wednesday are 2 full days, and then I have a half day on Thursday because my train back is mid-afternoon. Gavin and Sabine will have gone home by then, but I'm going to be just mooching around on my own. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I need to plan that out. But for the rest of the trip, Gavin has done an amazing job of creating an itinerary that is just so full of amazing things to do. Of course, we'll be doing a little bookshop tour. We're going to be visiting the art galleries, all the sightseeing elements of Paris. I cannot wait. I am so excited for this. I'm so excited to create this vlog and to be able to film my travel experiences. I'm excited to get some really lovely Paris photographs as well, because I love photography. I will be posting that on my personal Instagram if you do want to check that out. I do post to my Books Nest Instagram stories with anything like this, but in terms of actual grid posts, my personal Instagram has most of my travel stuff, so I'll pop that down there somewhere, so check that out. But I just can't wait. I'm so excited. So I go soon. I'm going to leave my house at 3:45 and finish work early to get to the train station to go from my town to London and then across London to King's Cross. So it's very exciting. Lots is happening. I'm all packed. I'm pretty much ready to go other than filming this vlog update. And I cannot wait. Reading wise, I'm going to be bringing 2 books with me. The first is James Baldwin's Giovanni's Room, and the second is The Paris Bookseller by Kerry Maher. This is actually the one I'm currently in the middle of reading, so this is the one I'll be reading first. This follows the founding story of Shakespeare & Co., which is a bookshop that I cannot wait to visit. I have seen so many photos of this bookshop online, and to actually be able to go and see it is going to be really cool. So this follows the origin story of that bookshop, how it came into being, and how its owner tried to publish James Joyce's Ulysses, which was a banned book, and it was about the journey of her publishing this book and how much of a risk it is for her relationships, for her career, for those around her, and what effect that has. It's a fantastic book so far. I did want to try and finish it before going to Paris, but I think it felt like I was forcing myself to read it too fast, and I want to feel like I'm absorbing it because I love the characters and the relationships they will have in it at the moment. So I'm excited to keep reading this. I'd imagine I'll read quite a good chunk of this on the train because the train is about 2.5 hours there and back. So yeah, I'll let you know my thoughts as I read this more, but reading a book in Paris, set in Paris, yes, it couldn't get any better. I'm going to finish all the little bits that I need to do before I can leave, but welcome to Wanderlust Episode 2. I hope you enjoy my Paris vlog. Before I continue with the vlog, I just want to show you what I'll be using as my secondary camera for this video and also explain a little bit about this. This is the DJI Osmo Pocket 2. This is a pretty new camera to me and it is absolutely teeny weeny. It fits in the palm of my hand so easily and, as the name would suggest, allows me to just put it in my pocket, carry it around with ease. This is going to be the camera that I use when I feel like I don't want to get my actual camera out of my bag, when I just want to grab a shot quickly. It's also got a gimbal head which allows me to get some really nice smooth footage, and it allows me to flip around for vlogger mode. Hello! I have to get used to the settings on this still, which is probably going to result in some grainy footage as I try and adjust and learn by doing, so please do bear with me if there's any footage that isn't quite what it's normally like. It's probably because I'm using this little guy. On my way! Okay, let's go to Paris. So to start off my journey, I had to walk to my local train station, catch the train into Paddington and then get the tube to King's Cross and then wait at the Eurostar station until my train, which was at around 8 in the evening. So I did get there quite early. I was told that I needed to get there an hour and a half before my train left on the Eurostar, and I mean, I know why they said it, but I really did not need to be there that early. I was definitely waiting for a while, but I just ended up watching Ginny and Georgia and reading a little bit, and then the train was pretty quick and I got to see Gavin. Hello!
You're in Paris!
Yeah! Stepping outside of the Gare du Nord train station and seeing Paris at night was a pretty special experience. I have been to Paris a very long time ago. I couldn't really remember it, and this being my first view just felt so magical. It's Gavin!
Bonjour!
Bonjour! We're in Paris!
Oui, oui.
We're going to pick up Sabine. We're going to have breakfast, then we're going to pick up Sabine and
Yeah.
we'll have a day of adventure.
Coffee and croissant.
Our main mission before meeting Sabine was of course to find some breakfast in the form of very delicious pastries. I had a croissant with Nutella in it and it was absolutely beautiful. We then went to the train station where there was a really cool Attack on Titan exhibition in the station, which was really interesting to see. And then we met up with Sabine. Yay! After we had picked up the lovely Sabine, we went to our first stop of the day, which was Père Lachaise Cemetery. I'm so sorry if I'm butchering any of these pronunciations, but this was the first place that we were stopping off at. The weather was very gloomy and gothic in the morning. It definitely picked up as the day went on, but it felt like the perfect atmospheric setting to be walking around a space like this. This was such a huge cemetery with so many different types of gravestones and markings. It was such an interesting experience to be able to walk around here. We visited a few of the famous graves, such as Oscar Wilde's grave and also Jim Morrison's grave, and it was just a really fascinating experience to be able to see all these different types of gravestones and all these different ways that people were being remembered. It's just a giant phallic object and then another giant phallic object. Can you call it an object? Structure.
Yeah.
Structure. Architecture. Phallic architecture. I don't think I've said, but we found Sabine.
You found me.
We found her coincidentally at the train station when her train is scheduled to arrive.
Magically arrived.
Appeared out of nowhere.
At Notre Dame at the moment. Oh wait, where is there?
Notre Dame de Paris. That's the official.
Gavin's learning many French words.
Le yes.
It's getting worse.
It's getting worse. Gavin
No,
believes if he puts le in front of things.
It makes it French.
It's
but
French.
No, oui. I know it. It's oui.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Good. Bon. Très bien.
Oui. Voulez-vous
Le fantastique.
avec moi?
J'ai avec moi ce soir.
Voulez-vous coucher avec moi?
Voulez-vous?
Voulez-vous?
Voulez-vous coucher?
I will sleep with you.
I don't even finish my sentence.
Anyway, we're
No.
gonna go get some lunch.
Yeah.
But how is Paris treating you guys? Do you like it?
I like it a
It's
lot.
so beautiful.
Yes.
I'm so glad it's not raining.
That's
Same.
the main point.
I'm
if
so
it's
glad.
raining
I'm
in
not
the
even
city
wearing a
center-
coat.
No.
Yeah.
So
Gavin is like pulling through life with
I'm le
Vibing
glamorous.
with Paris. What does it say on it?
Ville de
Paris.
Paris.
Ville de Paris.
I don't know, but it's kind of.
What does that mean, Gav?
It means
Yeah,
Paris
Sabine,
is
what does it
great.
mean?
The
It's
city
Paris
of
is great.
Paris.
The city
Oh,
of
is it?
Paris.
What did you say?
I
Paris
thought
is
Paris is great. That's what I thought.
Anyway, gonna go get some food now. We are finally going to Shakespeare & Co. I'm so excited!
The excitement.
The excitement! It's very high. I've wanted to go here for so long. I'm ready. So we got to Shakespeare & Co. Hey.
Hi.
Oh wait, there's someone with keys right now. And it's closed! It's closed! But someone is going in. I can see it, I can see it.
Follow them.
Yes, Tom.
Mug them.
We don't condone that.
Sorry, I meant mug them.
So we're gonna come back tomorrow. We've got coffees. Well, I didn't.
It just gives us an excuse to go book shopping on Tuesdays.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
So we're gonna go to some other bookshops now.
Yes, Abbey
Called
Bookshop
Abbey?
first.
Abbey Bookshop.
And then the Red Wheelbarrow, I think
Red
it's called.
Wheelbarrow. Okay, and then we're gonna come back here tomorrow. But oh my gosh, the sun. Like it's overexposed, but there's sun. I promise.
Yeah, blue sky.
Yeah, but a bit sad that it was shut. So come back tomorrow. We didn't get into Shakespeare & Co. because it was closed for auditing, as I've said, but we did get into the Abbey Bookshop, which was amazing. I keep thinking about this bookshop now, even after the trip. It was such a fantastic space. The amount of books stacked floor to ceiling, it just felt so magical. It felt exactly what you wanted a bookshop in Paris to feel like. This was an English language bookshop, so I think we definitely struggled to not buy every book we could get our hands on. I was particularly obsessed with this edition of The Lord of the Rings. I hadn't seen it before and it was beautiful. Honestly, we could have browsed here for hours. I would highly recommend this if you are in Paris.
Twilight.
What?
Kevin descends into the depths. I feel a little bit nervous walking down these, I'm not gonna lie. Oh my god. Oh hi. Hey.
Fancy seeing you in the red light district.
Sabine.
Yeah.
Gavin. Où est la bibliothèque? Ah, la bibliothèque! Yay! Polydor, which is the cafe that they go to in Midnight in Paris, which is one of my favourite films, set here in Paris. Watched it before coming again, and we came to visit it, so I'm happy. Also, there's always something rubbish in the shop. Here's the prettier side.
I think you did.
Shit ton of books. Shit ton of books.
How many did we buy?
For dinner in our first night in Paris, Gavin managed to find us this really beautiful Italian restaurant that served the most delicious food. We had calamari, we had pasta. It was honestly so yummy. It's the Eiffel Tower! It's very exciting. Seeing Paris lit up at night definitely hits differently. Being able to see the Eiffel Tower and the Louvre sparkling in the glory of a Paris nighttime is just something I won't forget. I think the city is beautiful at all times, but it really does hit differently at night, and it really does have an enchanting type of beauty and magic about it in the evenings. Okay, I don't know how much of this you're going to hear because it's pretty loud, but it's day 2 of Paris! Yeah. Today we're doing the Louvre, we're doing the Eiffel Tower, Arc de Triomphe, Shakespeare & Co, hopefully Shakespeare & Co, and other things, and the Moulin Rouge, lots of things.
All of the
Day
things.
2. Being able to visit the Louvre and go inside and see all these amazing pieces of art was a truly fantastic experience, and it's been something I've been wanting to do for a very long time. This is a very big space, and it was definitely somewhere we got lost quite a few times, but we did manage to find the parts that we were so desperate to see. One of the things I think is just stunning about this whole gallery is the architecture of the way it's laid out, the way that the light comes in, and the way that it just perfects the art even more. I just loved it. Every single part of it was a fantastic experience to be able to embrace all of this wonderful art. There was too much to see in the time that we had, but what we did get to see was really special, and the fact that I was able to see the Mona Lisa was a fantastic experience, and also Venus de Milo was a fantastic thing to be able to view. You need to remember to look up in the Louvre. The ceilings are art in themselves. Everywhere you look, there is just so much beauty, and it was great to be able to see these things in front of me and in person rather than online or through pictures. I got very excited when I saw that the sculpture of Artemis that I knew about was here. I didn't realise that that would be something I would be able to see in person, so that made me very happy as well. Hi Kevin.
Hi.
How's your day been, Kevin?
It's been a very Kevin-filled day.
Yay.
I'm in Kevin.
Day 2 of Paris, attempt 2 of Shakespeare & Co. It's open!
It's open.
Let's go in. Vlogception!
We're just gonna do a update at the same time.
We're co-updating.
Yeah.
Oh wow, it's really trippy actually.
It actually is. Like, this is weird. This is
And
so
I'm
weird.
just standing in the background
Yeah.
supporting you.
Thanks for the support. But yeah, we weren't allowed to film inside.
Yeah, we weren't allowed to film, which is nice, but also we wanted to film.
We did want to film, but never mind. This is honestly
This is
so
really weird. I thought this was a good idea.
I
when I
was in the middle right
suggested.
now.
If you want to see this at the same time but at a different angle, tune into Pat's vlog.
Yes,
I'll
hello.
link it down
And
below.
if you'd like to see this at the same time in a different angle, tune into Gav's vlog. I'll
Yeah.
link it down below. And
And now
oh
we have
no,
another one.
Sabine's
Now
vlog.
we have Sabine.
Basically, we couldn't go in.
Yeah,
But-
well, we could go in, but we couldn't film it.
Well, sorry, we could go in. We could
Yeah,
go in.
we
I
could
know I
go in.
said that.
And
we
did
could go in.
We did get a booth. We did get a booth.
Basically, we could go in. We bought books,
Yeah.
but we weren't allowed to film.
But actually Sabine bought my book for me. Bless her.
Hello, I'm
Bless
staying
her
at
soul.
your
And we got
hotel,
hoodies,
so...
well not hoodies, jumpers, sweatshirts,
There you go,
I did get a
sweaters.
sweatshirt as well.
Hoodies,
Yeah.
we did.
It was lovely. It was such a nice shot, and not being able to film did mean kind of living in it a little
You
bit
live
more.
in
Yeah.
the moment.
Yeah, you live in
You
it
do.
more, so that's fine. Sometimes when you create content, you need to remind yourself to live in the moment. But
true.
couldn't show you, but it was beautiful. You have to come yourself. We made it to the Eiffel Tower. Here, there it is. It's very cold and my feet are aching, but it's worth it. Paris is absolutely beautiful. We're going to the Arc de Triomphe next, then the Moulin Rouge. It's getting dark. We want to see the Moulin Rouge at night because I feel like it's going to be lit up and be absolutely stunning. But Eiffel Tower, yay! So we're just briefly back at the hotel before we head out again. I realised I hadn't given you a tour. So this is the very funky coloured bathroom. This is my bed, this is my baguette. We did not have lunch, we just kind of nibbled, so I've just got this until we have dinner, because it's going to be probably quite a late dinner tonight, because we're going out on a river cruise tour, which is going to be really amazing. And then we just got this little area here. The view isn't particularly exciting, obviously it's dark now as well. It works, it's a good little room. I'm having the best time. So ready for my own bed. I love travelling, and I love everything that comes with it, but I love that feeling when you get home and you get to get into your own bed and it's just so cozy and so nice. But it's August, we're just having such a good time. Went to Shakespeare & Co, got some books, got a book. I'll be doing a little haul when I get home from all of this, but hey. Wednesday night. Still lots left to go. I'm just gonna chill here for a sec before we head back out again. You might be wondering why I'm showing you a clip of me buying a garlic, and that is because my mum asked me to pick her one up because apparently the garlics in France are better than the garlics in England. Anyway, after I bought my garlic, we went to the Moulin Rouge. Now, we deliberately waited to come here until it was dark, and I think that was the best decision we could have made because honestly, wow, the lights, the atmosphere, it was amazing. We're at the Moulin Rouge!
Moulin Rouge, ooh.
Because you can't count.
Real lady marmalade.
Nice rendition. There it is. It's so pretty here. The lights. We couldn't have come during the day. I mean, we could have physically come.
Yeah,
but,
but then you wouldn't see it like this.
yeah, it's so
I
cool.
get it. You have to see it.
Yeah. This is the cafe from Amelie. Well, not accidentally, we're doing a film tour, kind of, because we did Moulin Rouge.
Yes,
Phil?
Moulin Rouge and Amélie.
Amelie did Midnight in Paris yesterday. Hey, guys. And we're going on a boat tour very soon. Oh no, Arc de Triomphe.
Boat tour first, Arc de Triomphe after.
Boat tour, Arc de Triomphe.
Yes.
We're currently on a river tour on the Seine. I don't know if you can see anyone, but there's Gavin. You can't see him at all. And there's Sabine, who you also can't really see. There's the Eiffel Tower, which hopefully you can see. And we're going to see all the beautiful sights of Paris at night. Paris in the day, stunning. Paris at night, it's a whole other level.
Yeah, I was gonna say more stunning or a different.
I mean, it comes alive in a different way at night. I want to hit this up later. What is this? Fluctuat?
Yeah.
That looks fun. On our final night, we took a river cruise across the Seine to see the city by night. Now, obviously, you can tell by now that my favourite thing about Paris is how it looks in the evening when the sun's gone down. This river cruise was such an amazing experience to be able to see everything in this way, and it just allowed us to look at things with a different perspective. So I'm going to stop talking and I'm just going to let you watch this footage and experience Paris by night. After our beautiful Italian meal the night before, we decided to really yip it up and have a Parisian-style McDonald's. This ended up being the McDonald's used in Emily in Paris, which was pretty cool to be in. We then visited the Arc de Triomphe as the last stop as a group together before we all headed back to our hotels.
So solid. So solid.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Say goodbye to Catherine. Say goodbye to Sabine. Bye. You guys are the best.
We love you, Beth.
Love you
It
too.
was amazing. Oh!
Well, that was so squeaky.
You have to do like,
That was a very loud.
and then I'll grab it.
Oh. Oh. Bye. Thank you for a lovely time in Paris.
Yes, thank you.
Come back anytime.
Okay, I'm staying one more day, by the way, vlog, but these guys are not.
We're leaving early in the morning, especially
Yeah.
Gavin.
So I'll talk to you guys tomorrow, and you guys, well, Gav is coming back to my hotel, so I'll talk to Gav very shortly. But bye, Sabine. Bye, Gav. Bye. Oh, that's nice, Gav.
You won't get demonetised for that, will you?
I hope not. Cheeky nip slip.
Okay, it is now Thursday. I've completely lost track of what day it is. Thursday. It is my third day in Paris. Gavin and Sabine have now gone home, so it's solo adventure day for me today. I'm going somewhere I've completely forgotten the name of. It would probably be good to know that. Okay, I'm going to the Basilica of the Sacred Heart of Paris. I don't really know too much about this place other than it looks absolutely gorgeous. And it was somewhere that we didn't quite have time to go to yesterday. Yesterday became very busy because Shakespeare & Co was shut on Tuesday. We had to rejig our day to go in a different direction on Wednesday. So it became very, very busy. Lots and lots of walking. And it's just, we've seen so much of the city. It's been amazing. It's been so amazing. I'm so sad that Sabine and Gavin have gone home. They were such good company, such lovely human beings. If you haven't followed them already, subscribed, I will leave their YouTube's link down below because honestly both of them, amazing content creators and just amazing people. So that was just a brilliant adventure to have. But as I said, I am soloing it today, so that is where I'm going. I'm going to head out shortly and get a croissant because, of course, I haven't had a crepe yet. I would like a crepe, but I don't know. I have no idea the area that I'm going to, what that's going to be like. But I am definitely ready to go home, but also not ready to leave. I think my body is ready to go home, but my mind isn't. One thing I have learned from this, and obviously I've done city breaks before, but I haven't done any this intense, I don't think. I definitely packed for function, clothing-wise, but shoe-wise, I got sensible shoes on, I've got Doc Martens, which are really good, sturdy shoes, but I think knowing the amount of walking that we did, and anticipating that's probably how much we were going to do, I didn't come into it thinking we were going to do any less than what we did. I think I probably should have just worn my walking boots and accepted that they were going to look a bit mismatched with my clothes because they're so comfortable and they're made for this kind of thing, whereas right now my feet are the thing that's preventing me from going further today. There was a couple of things I wanted to do, but I think this place I'm just going to go directly there and have a wander around. But yeah, my feet are the things that are saying no to me today rather than anything else. Also, this is very much a day 3 look for me where I've just kind of given up, so let's go to, I've forgotten the name of it again, something about hearts. Basilica of the Sacred Heart of Paris. Why can't I not remember that in my brain? I just know it's something to do with hearts. Anyway, that is where I'm going. For my solo adventure in Paris, I visited one of the most iconic monuments in the city, the Sacré-Cœur, or the Basilica of the Sacred Heart of Paris. This was consecrated in 1919, and this site is 130 metres above ground and has stunning views of the city. Now, I'm kicking myself a little bit as I research for this voiceover because there is a dome at the top of this basilica that I didn't know existed. Well, I can see it, I knew it existed, but I didn't know I could go up it, and apparently it shows amazing 360 views of the city, and I didn't go up it. So I'm gonna have to go back. I'm kicking myself for not doing that, because I think those views would have been amazing, but alas, the views that I did have were absolutely stunning. This was the perfect place for my solo adventure. It was quite an open and busy space, so it felt quite safe. I loved the views that I got of the city, and I loved being able to explore yet another work of beautiful architecture in Paris.
That was beautiful. That was such a stunning church. And when I went in, there were these lanterns being lit and people walking down the aisle of the church with them and singing. And there was one woman that had a microphone that had this beautiful singing voice, and they were singing, I guess, a French hymn. And it was just so pretty. I'm not a religious person, but it was an absolutely beautiful place to be and thing to witness. So I don't really know where I'm going now, because I have about 3 hours before I have to think about getting to the train station, but I'm just going to walk down, I think, because there's a lot of steps here. And I didn't have to walk up them because my Uber took me to the top, but I want to see what's at the bottom. This isn't creepy at all. Now I'm at the bottom of this. There we go. I think this might be where part of Amelie was set. I feel like I should look this up, but this area is very familiar. Okay, the one thing I haven't had yet that I really want to get is a crepe, so I'm gonna go get a crepe.
Okay, it's Saturday. I got back from Paris on Thursday night. Pretty much don't remember Friday. That felt like a haze. I managed to pick up a bit of a cold whilst in Paris, so if I sound a bit coldy, that is why. It's not hit me particularly hard, but it did make me feel a little bit grotty yesterday. I think because we did so much in such a short amount of time, it was so busy that my body is now being like, please can I have a break now? Please can I have a rest? Which is definitely what I'm doing this weekend. But I am here to wrap up the trip. I'm going to try and keep this as short as possible because I know this video is quite long, but I just wanted to give you a little reading update. A little is definitely the right word, and also a haul from the trip, and then just basically wrap up the whole experience. First off, if you haven't already, please go check out Gavin and Sabine's YouTube channels. I have left them both linked down below. When I tell you these people have the best souls, they are just such fantastic human beings. The energy they exude and the positivity is just so infectious. To be around them, they're such supportive people. And just exploring the city and travelling with them was such a wonderful experience that was made better from them being there. And I can't explain how fantastic they are as people. They just give off such lovely energies and have such kind hearts to them. So go check out their YouTube channels because they're also fantastic content creators, but it was the best to travel with them and I had the best time. I didn't read much though, I'm gonna say that. I find it laughable now that I actually thought I was going to finish one book and start another, because I genuinely think I read about 20 pages on this whole trip. We were getting back quite late in the evening, we didn't really have much break in between doing things. We were there for 2 days essentially, and I had half a day on my own, so it was very intense, it was very busy. I read a little bit there and back, but honestly, travel time for me was just like my break time, so I was just exhausted and wanted to just shut my eyes and have some music on and just not have to think about anything. So I didn't even start on Giovanni's Room by James Baldwin. Gavin did, and go check out Gavin's vlog for his full thoughts on this, but Gavin did not like this and said it was quite sexist, which has massively put me off reading it. So we'll see. I'm not really loving the idea of it from what Gavin read me, some of the lines from it. Really, no. If it's gonna make me mad, if it's gonna be really sexist, it's not the top of my TBR anymore. The Paris bookseller has been an enjoyable reading experience and also a slow one now. It's got to the point where James Joyce's Ulysses is being pushed through the publishing path, and we are following that journey. And I assume there's going to be quite a lot of drama once it is published. Obviously, I know this book does get published, but I don't know if it's going to go down the route that the main character is trying to make it go down, or if something's going to kind of derail that experience. I am kind of kicking myself for not buying a copy of Ulysses in Shakespeare & Co. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't realise that on the 2nd it was actually the 100-year anniversary of that book being published. Was it 100 years? It was an anniversary. It must have been 100 years, yeah, because this is in 1920s. So yeah, it was an anniversary of Ulysses being published, and I should have bloody picked the book up, because you get the little stamp when you buy something like that. That was me doing a stamp, by the way. You get the stamp when you buy something in Shakespeare & Co, and that would have been so cool, but I didn't. I was struggling for room in my suitcase, to be honest, so it's probably good that I didn't, but I'll have to go back and get it, because I feel like that would be a really nice thing to have on my shelves, and just a memory of the experience and associating this book with that experience. I did enjoy reading this and then being able to see Shakespeare & Co and have a bit more of the origin in my head from reading this story. Obviously I haven't finished it yet, so I don't fully know what my thoughts will be, but I am liking it. It's just definitely slowed down. Haul-wise, we went to 3 different bookshops and I bought a book in each, and then in Shakespeare & Co, where I did buy one book, I also got a couple of other bits. So you can probably see I got my Shakespeare & Co sweatshirt. I did want this to be quite a loose, oversized fit, but it isn't. But I do find that these kind of jumpers do tend to say they're going to be oversized, and then the bottom part of them ends up like clinging to you, but it's fine. It is still like a bigger size, which I'm quite happy about, but I wanted it to be like a dress essentially. But I still love it, and it's a great memory of the trip, and it's just so cozy and comfy. And of course I got the yellow. There was also grey with yellow text and like a navy blue with white text, but I love this one, so of course I had to get this. I also, where's the tote bag? I bought the tote bag as well. Got the red one. This whole area of Paris is just so beautiful. I feel like we spent so much time here because we were taking so many photos and just enjoying being in front of Shakespeare & Co. So yeah, I am so glad with everything I picked up. Let me show you the book that I got at Shakespeare & Co. Oh, also I got this little bookmark. So we tried to go on the Tuesday to Shakespeare & Co, and it was shut for auditing that they do once a year. It happened to be when we were there. I'm so glad that it was open on the Thursday, because it had been shut for 2 days. So it had been shut Monday and Tuesday, and then we had it obviously open on the Wednesday, whatever day did I just say Wednesday? I don't know. Days are blurring into one. It was shut on the Tuesday. We went on the Wednesday, and I'm really glad it was open on the Wednesday. That is what I was trying to say. But I picked up Love by Nicole Krauss. I was really struggling to find a book in Shakespeare & Co. It was such a great bookshop. It was so winding and completely something you can get lost in, and there were so many different types of areas to it. Like, they'd split up different genres into different rooms, but there was also an upstairs area that had a reading room to it, and also all these older books, and the bookshop itself was an experience to visit, and the books were a separate experience to browse. But I was struggling because it was quite a narrow space in certain areas, so really most of the books were on shelves. And when I don't know what I want to read, I tend to go for tables to have a little bit of a browse, and there wasn't as many tables, and the tables that were there were books that I was fairly familiar with. My purpose in Shakespeare & Co was to find a book I had never heard of before and didn't really know anything about, that I could feel like was my special Shakespeare & Co book. And I ended up having to ask for a recommendation, so I went for this book, which is so cute and teeny weeny, and hang on, it's got the little stamp in it. The recommendation I basically asked for was something that was maybe book about books, maybe travel, finding yourself type of focus, and this is the one the bookseller recommended. We went to the Red Wheelbarrow, I think it was called. I should probably check these things, shouldn't I? Yeah, the Red Wheelbarrow bookstore, which was another English language bookstore, and in there I picked up White on White by Asigul Savas. I am obsessed with the cover of this. I'm really enjoying books about travel, which is this one. This is a book about book and a book about travel, and books about art at the moment, so I'm really glad that I got both of these, because this one sounds really interesting as well. I don't want to go into details about telling you what each individual book is about, because I feel like I'm just going to end up talking for ages, and I really wanted this to be a short wrap up, and I don't think it is. But then I also picked up M Train by Patti Smith. This is one that I have been looking for in a physical bookshop for ages, and have not been finding. But I found this one in the Abbey bookshop, which, oh my god, it was so good. You'll have seen the footage, but this bookshop, it was so narrow, there were parts that I couldn't get through with my camera bag on, and if I could get through, I couldn't turn around, so I just had to shuffle back out again. But it was owned by this man that used to own a bookshop in Toronto, and then he opened this one in Paris. I think he said about 20 or 30 years ago, and oh my gosh, oh, it's a book browser, book lover's dream. The floor-to-ceiling stacked shelves not only were just amazing stacked shelves, but they moved, like they slid to the side to reveal more shelves, which I feel like I need in my life. If I could just slide one shelf to the side and there's another shelf behind it, I feel like that would solve so many space issues for me. Honestly, this bookshop was amazing. There were so many books to explore. We were there for ages, and I think we could have very easily gone back and continued to browse. There was such a cool atmosphere there, and I bloody loved it. It was so great. So yeah, I picked up M-Train, which, as I said, I've been wanting to get for a while, and I think this one again is going to soothe my travel-loving soul at the moment, reading about Patti Smith's experiences of her own travels throughout her career. So those are the books that I bought. I need to go back to all those bookshops immediately. What I also loved is in each of these bookshops, we ended up just chatting away to people and making new friends in the bookshops with other readers, which was such a fun experience, and I love being able to do that as well, so that was an added bonus. And finally, I got some art bits. So I bought this little teeny weeny Paris pop-up little desk bookshelf decoration thing. I don't know what the right word for it is, but there was a couple of different settings for this. This was in the Louvre that I bought this, and this one has everywhere that I have been to on my trip, and I just thought it was so cute, so I'm going to put this one on my bookshelf. I love having things from trips around my home, so I can just look at them and remember that experience. I also picked up some postcards, so we have the Venus de Milo, which I was so excited to see. This is on the back of my phone case, and I have loved this statue for a very long time, so to be able to see this in person was an amazing experience. I think this one's going to go in my scrapbook. I really like creating scrapbook pages for trips that I've been on, so I can have that kind of memory, and I always like putting postcards in it. And then I also bought this one, which I think is going to go on my fridge. This is art from Giuseppe Arcimboldo, who unfortunately we couldn't actually see whilst we were walking around. His work for some reason wasn't out at that time. It normally is, but it wasn't at that time. So Giuseppe Arcimboldo usually does these fantastic paintings with bits of fruit, bits of food, bits of nature to make these portrait faces, and I just bloody love that art style, so I wanted to grab that one. So I think that one might go on my fridge, because again, I just like decorating my flat with memories of places I've been. Along the edge of the Seine there was various different market stalls that were selling art and books and posters, so we stopped there and Sabine picked me up these two. I love the fact that this one is a picture within a picture here. I just think that's so clever and just beautiful, and the colours are just everything, yes. And then this one is a watercolour of Paris. They're both beautiful. Got to find a place to put them, but I love them. And finally, this is my favourite, and I need to work out how to frame this. I need to get a custom frame made for this, but there was a man outside of Shakespeare & Co. who had all of these beautiful watercolour and pastel pictures up against the railing, and he was actually painting one sat there of Shakespeare & Co. And he had a couple that he'd already done of the same area. And I saw this and absolutely fell in love with it. So this is the original painting, and it's a Shakespeare & Co. and the colours and everything, I absolutely love it, and I need to find a way to display this somewhere in my home. I have so many bits of artwork, I'm looking around here now, I've got so many bits of artwork on my walls that I need to start working out where I can fit more, but I had to get this. I absolutely adore this. The artist's name, now, it's either R-U-C-L-H-A or R-U-D-H-A. I can't quite make it out, but it's F. Rudha or F. Ruklaha. But honestly, so talented, and I love this so much. So that was my haul. That was my reading update. That was my trip to Paris. I can't believe it's over. But honestly, so fantastic, and I really hoped you enjoyed episode 2 of Wanderlust. I mentioned at the start of this video that if you wanted to check out any of the photos from my trip, I would be posting them on my personal Instagram. I've actually since decided to create a little travel/photography Instagram, which is called Wonders of Beth, as in like wandering around, W-A-N-D-E-R-S, which I will also leave linked down below. And I've decided to create this because I love taking photos so much. I think on this trip, I really clicked into my own with using my camera in a different way and exploring and learning how to use it in the best way for the best environment, and I have absolutely loved doing that, and I really want to keep doing that. So I thought I would create this Instagram account to be able to share photos there, because when I put them on my Instagram story they obviously disappear after 24 hours and I don't want to just bombard my personal with it, so I've created a new one. I will leave a link down below if you do want to check it out. I'm really excited about it because it's just lovely to have that space to be able to look at all my photos. I've always loved photography. I remember when I must have been 12 when my mum got married, and my granddad had his DSLR camera and he basically just let me take the camera, and I think I took about 500 or 600 photos on the day, and they ended up not being too bad, and that I think was probably the start of me really enjoying taking photos. And I think actually as well my granddad when I was a kid gave me his video camera to play around with, and that's when I started liking filming when I was about 7 or 8. So really thanks to my granddad for helping me uncap those passions of mine. Point being, I'm now trying to really get into using my camera properly, so there's an Instagram page for that now and it's linked down below. Also, if you ever want exclusive content and a little behind the scenes for these kind of trips, that is all on my Patreon. That is also linked down below. We also have a Discord, we do live shows, lots of fun things. I'm really messing up the order of my outro. Okay, hang on. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you've been to Paris, let me know what your favourite thing was. I don't think I can decide. Possibly the Moulin Rouge, because that at night was stunning. Obviously the bookshops were very high up there. Just generally the whole trip. Gavin and Sabine being fantastic humans. It was so much fun. So that was great. What else can you do? You can subscribe to see more of my face on your feed. As I already mentioned, my Patreon is linked down below, as well as my online shop, and then also anything else I've mentioned is also linked down below. Thank you so much for watching. Keep smiling and stay positive.